There's a kid who listens to the show. Clearly, he was with his buddy who was like gregarious, very friendly, and super charming, and like, you know, very personable.
Right.
And then his buddy, who was very clearly a fan of the podcast but didn't really own up to it, was like a stone cold serial killer. Like, was like 6'5", walked up to me after the show and just kind of like leered over me a little bit, to the point where he asked like one question and then made me continue the conversation. He was giving me one-word answers, like what, like, and
was he drunk?
No, he wasn't blinking. He was just like fucking Lenny from Of Mice and Men. Yeah, he was something.
He was doing a Mike Cannon trying to talk to a cop.
I turned to like Crystal, the opener, and I was like, what the fuck
was
going on? She's like, oh, you didn't know that guy? I was like, I assume he knew me, but it was the most bizarre I felt like, you know, he was like literally on top of me.
Right.
Intimidating the shit out of me. Yeah, I was ready to go to blows. So then I would say he didn't blink once.
But he's a podcast fan.
I guess, yeah. So hopefully you listen to this, you fucking weirdo. Why don't you say two words? Jesus Christ, stop leering. Stop leering.
Anybody you met at in San Antonio now is going to be, who's listened to this, is going to start being like, fuck, was that me he was talking about? Jesus Christ.
No, there is no way. If there's any doubt in your head that it was you, it was not you. There is not a question who this was, and he knows exactly what he fucking did.
Okay.
You emotionless weirdo.
Oh, no.
You blank-faced fucking psychopath.
He's a
fan.
I
know, but so what? Give me a hug. I'd rather a hug than you fucking look at me like I'm a goddamn
imagine he just hugs you but
potential
doesn't
rape
talk.
victim. He just suffocates me against his tits.
Yeah. Did he have tits?
He didn't.
You know, the Giants friend is in the chat room. He said he was super stoned.
Which one?
The guy who's lurking.
No shit. That's so funny. Yeah. So he was just a stoned weirdo.
Person is listening. Is it your large friend a fan of the podcast as well? Will he ever hear this, or is this just you who's a fan who brought him?
I'm genuinely nervous.
He said he doesn't actually listen.
Oh, okay. But he knew who I was, I guess, because he was there with his friend who was cool and very nice and very like but he left his fucking friend there alone because he went to piss, and fucking Lenny from Of Mice and Men just leered over me and looked at me like I was a goddamn mouse whose neck he was gonna snap.
Give me your hands, boss.
Yeah, he's like, so, Texas? I'm like, I don't know what that is. That a question?
You should just be like purple vanilla and see what he says back. So
I just dump matchsticks on the ground. I'm like, fucking count them, Lurch, and then run away.
He's like, don't need to count them. 436. What's going on, Dana?
That dude is apparently in school to be a doctor.
Oh my God.
So he's just looking at you like a surgical body? He's
not even going to do incisions. He's just going to reach through their rib cage and rip out vital organs. Fucking psychopath. That's why, you know what? He needs to be a doctor because he has no feelings towards
anything. He just thought he was wearing a surgical mask.
All of his receptors have been fucking numbed from studying blood.
That's when you want to make your Irish goodbye.